I'm more interested in Jrue Carter. When they sock you, don't get Jrue Carter. You get
subdued Carter.
That would have been a perfect time for. Well, I guess Drew's taking a holiday from made baskets today.
That's right.
Like where
something like that.
Where are the quips? Where are the puns?
No puns.
Where's the fun?
It was a somber mood at the Garden on Saturday.
So it's just straight fanboy that thing.
Yep.
13-year-old fanboy. I see. If it's not going, it's just he missed the shot. I see.
Nothing's dropping tonight.
Taking a holiday.
I'm not even going to try with the shaky voices.
So Celtics lose on Saturday to Memphis. 18 of 60. Now, I missed this game. I watched most of Friday night. I missed the Saturday game. But I can only look at 18 of 60 and say, what a horrible product that had to have been. Tatum was 1 of 10 beyond the line. Porzingis was 3 of 10 from beyond the line. And Jrue Holiday, where you heard a sample there, was 4 of 17. The Memphis Grizzlies decided we're going to leave Jrue Holiday alone, and if he beats us, he beats us. But we're going to help off of him. He'll get the shot. We'll treat him like we treated Marcus Smart. And if he makes it, he makes it. We're going to bet that he doesn't, and that's going to be our strategy, and it worked. And the Celtics shot themselves out of a game. I know we hit on this earlier, Mazz, but you want to reset your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so look, to me, this is the right thing to do. He's the one guy in that starting five that you look at and you say, well, he has a chance of coming in under 35%. So you know what? Let him shoot all the ones he wants. We'll take it away from the other guys. It's the right move. They played him right, and the Celtics kept taking him. Holiday kept missing, and they lost. Now, again, like I just in the interest of, because we are fair, it was their 5th game in 7 nights. I get it. But it's the right way to play them. Holiday is the guy you let shoot. And Memphis did over and over and over again. And incredibly, 63s, not their season high.
No. Not.
They've had 2 games where they've taken 61.
This is clearly their approach this year. They're doubling down on the analytics, and this is a case where they cost you. I'm sorry. It is. I don't care. 5th game in 7 nights. You're telling me, and I've been on this because it's not just a Celtics thing. It's our war on sports. The Celtics and Joe Mazzulla are just heavily analytically bent, and they're driven by the analytics. And the analytics say, and it's what I hate about it, is the analytics say if you're missing 3-pointers, keep shooting them because reversion to the mean. If you're a 40% team from beyond the line or 37% team from beyond the line, if you shoot 25% in the first half, you're going to shoot 45% in the second half, and it'll reversion to the mean, right? Or whatever. I made those numbers up, but you know what I'm talking about. So if Jrue Holiday is Mazzulla calls him a 40% three-point shooter. This year he's a 32% three-point shooter. I don't know what he is for his career. But if Jrue Holiday starts out, 4 of 15, the answer there is not to stop shooting him. It's to keep shooting him because the next couple are going to go in.
For his career, he's 37%.
So that has nothing to do with, and I hate that, because you don't have to watch a game or know anything about the sport to have that feeling. You have to be a mathematician. You have to know the philosophy of reversion to the mean. And that's all that is. It's an analytic philosophy. It's nothing a coach would ever think to do prior to analytics. A coach would look at it, and we would all look at it, and how I want to look at it. It's more interesting for me to look at it and say, well, this isn't working, so let's try that. And our game plan was this, but it's not working, so we're going to pivot and do that. And that's, to me, what's interesting.
Of course.
Trying to think it through. But now modern sports is just the opposite. It's the analysts came up with the method of play, and the way to make the method of play pay off is to keep doing it even if it's not working. The football guys say the same thing. If you're 0 for 4 on 4th down, they tell you the only way to make this work is to keep going for it. Because over time, we're going to convert 4th down 55% of the time. That's what the numbers show. So the only way to make this work is to get a sample. You don't stop at 4. You make sure you get to 10 attempts, because at 10 attempts, we're going to have 5 or 6 makes. You just got to wait it out, so keep going.
Right. Your odds are better with the more you take.
Never mind that it might be a bad matchup. Never mind that the opposing defense might have a good defender for the plays that you run. Never mind that Jrue Holiday might be having an off night, or never mind that Memphis might have a little something on them that they just use against them. I don't know, some chirping or who knows, some sort of, I don't know, Joe, human element. You have to take that all out. The analyst says threes are greater than 2. And to make the math work, you've got to keep shooting them. To which I say you don't even have to watch the game to come up with that one.
No, you don't, because again, it doesn't factor in tendencies, weaknesses, strengths. If a guy's hot, cold, any of that, it's why I hate it. That's not sports. You can apply it to any avenue of business.
You know what I also don't
Hate
get?
it.
You know what I also don't get about that? Let's say the Celtics had gone 25 for their first 50. So they were 50% from 3. Doesn't the math say they'll miss the next 10?
They sure do.
So why do they keep taking them?
I don't know.
Right? How come the reversion to the mean only works in one direction?
I've never really tracked that, but that'd be interesting to see if they actually do that.
I bet you they do.
I'd be curious if they scale back on the three-point
And then the
attempts.
argument is we're hot. Well, again, yeah, but when you're cold, you don't stop. You keep taking them, so you should stop when you're hot.
Maybe they do stop when they're hot.
I don't think they do.
I don't know. I've never even thought about that. But I do know what happens when they're cold. They don't stop. They're told to keep going because the math dictates that. Not the sport, not the game, not the math. And I think, and I've told you this from day one, and I'll tell you again, short of injury, which obviously would stop any team, the only thing that's going to stop you is you shooting yourself out of basketball games. And I said earlier, and I'll say this again, I love Jrue Holiday. I wish he were back on the Bucks. You know, in hindsight, I do regret that trade. But the reason you have Jrue Holiday and he didn't make sense for the Bucks is because once Middleton got hurt, Jrue Holiday was called on and was needed as a secondary scoring option, as one of the primary scoring options, in other words. And he's not that guy. And the Bucks felt that all the attention played to Giannis. Someone had to pick up the slack, and Jrue Holiday is not that guy. And so they tried for a bigger offensive upgrade in Lillard, who I can't stand. I can't stand watching him play anymore. I can't stand the guy. So I would rather have Holiday back, but I'm just telling you that's why you have him in the first place. So any team that turns him into a primary offensive threat is smart. And he's good enough to kill you on certain nights. I mean, he is better than Marcus Smart, and he's no scrub, obviously. He's a great player. But he's not quite that offensive thing. So credit to Memphis for doing it and playing right into the Celtics' lack of coaching, frankly. It's their lack of coaching. It's just the numbers.
Stubbornness.
The numbers say do this, so do this. And boy, was Joe Mazzulla pissed after the game. Oh, was he pissed. And I'll tell you how. I'll tell you why. Give me the first exchange with Washburn.
Think of them kind of leaving Jrue open to shoot, and how do you think he dealt with that? And then just what was kind of your overall feel for this game in terms of just effort, also execution?
Effort was good. I mean, be down 14, take the lead. In the fourth quarter, I felt like didn't really have a rhythm to the game, but we were able to, take the lead on it. I thought we just kind of ran out of gas there towards the end. As far as the strategy on Jrue, it's a bold strategy. I mean, he's an all-star who shoots over 40% from three. I think that's a risky one. And I thought he handled it great. I mean, we empowered him. We want him to shoot any shot that he's open, and I think that's a huge gift because now we're going to see it again, and it's going to be great for us. So I'm really happy that they did that for us, and I thought the teammates did a great job empowering Jrue to shoot. Didn't make them all, but you move on. And but I'm glad that we saw that, and it's going to be good for us.
That is so hypersensitive. Oh, no. Effort was good. A bold strategy. He's an all-star, shoots 40% from the line. Risky. He was great, though. It's a gift. It's a gift. We're going to see it again. It'd be great for us. I'm happy they did it. Now, Joe didn't have any of that tone, obviously, but that's
what it sounded
No,
like.
but that's what it was.
that's all. God, oh yeah, I'm happy they did it.
No, that's exactly what it was.
He's pissed. He thought it was disrespectful, and they're pissed about it. And especially because it worked, and because Joe just didn't do the simple thing that any coach should do, but we don't do it anymore because the analysts run the show. And that is adjust to something that's not working. It just doesn't happen anymore. The analytics tell you to keep doing it, to get the sample, to get the reversion to the mean. And that's why Jrue Holiday is told to keep shooting those threes. But it was a gift. It was great. Can't wait for it again. Do it again. I'm happy for it. Oh, it was a gift. We're happy. We're thrilled with it. Nuts. Joe's nut. He's tapped. Yeah, he was pissed off at their approach. And then when he was asked for his adjustments, this was good too. Go ahead, Jim.
Joe, back to the strategy on Jrue. Just, I know you're about empowering guys and making sure that they get good shots. But at one point, you have your finger on the pulse. You know when guys are doing well, not doing well. What point do you start considering adjustments on that?
We made an adjustment.
I'm just saying at one point, like when do you start? I'm just saying for you philosophically, like when I'm not saying you didn't make any adjustments. I'm saying
No, I know. I'm saying we made the adjustment. The adjustment was keep shooting.
Stop.
Quite an adjustment.
We made the adjustment. The adjustment was to keep shooting.
Yeah, again, he's so stubborn. He's so stubborn.
But this is what the analysts are. This is what they do. Stick to the formula. And the only way the formula pays off is that you've got to see it through to the end. You can't stop midway and cut your sample in half. Get the full sample and the numbers will bear out. And it's not coaching. It's analytics. But no, we adjusted. The adjustment was to keep shooting. And then did he bench Holiday at the end for Pritchard? Because then he does. Just go ahead, Jimmy, to be fair.
No, I know. I'm saying we made the adjustment. The adjustment was keep shooting. And then Peyton had a good third quarter, and then we finished with Peyton. So the most important thing is having an understanding that we want Jrue to shoot every time he's open. We want him to be an aggressive player. And I'm really grateful that they did that on us tonight so that we have it and we can get better.
I'm grateful they did it. I'm happy they did it. Can't wait for them to do it again. Bold, risky, shoots 40% from beyond the line. What's he shooting this year?
32.8.
Oh, so it's not 40%.
No,
40.
No, 40% is what he was last year. And the year before, for that matter, over the last 3 or 4 years. But guys get old, and they shoot worse as they get old.
But Joe said it. The adjustment was to keep shooting.
It's not really an adjustment.
No.
It's just a continuation.
It's just playing out the formula.
Correct.
Which is what you have. Thank God you have the best talent. Which is why you will win at the end of the day. But if you don't, this will be part of the reason why. That you shoot yourselves out of games.
When they're not going in and you get the ball, I was always taught, go to the bucket.
Dummy.
Stupid.
Yep.
It is. It's dumb.
Dumb.
Just keep chucking.
Why take a contested 2 when you can keep missing 3s?
I wish I had that answer when I was playing.
Much easier just to stand
In high
out there and
school.
chuck away.
Yeah. Well, the math says I got to keep firing it up. If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger and Mazz here. For more Celtics analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.